Isabelle Letzler, Pleiade HC, the place to be to develop your skills and grow your potential. So it's September here and it's very warm weather. We have a really nice, we had a really nice summer and quite a nice fall actually that's starting out. So it's a very nice part of the world to be in, and I'm grateful every day to live in this region where we have a lot, and very grateful for that. So always remember being grateful for what you have wherever you are in the world. There's always someone that has less than you. So even though you think I can have more, which is natural, I think it's human beings who always want more. There's always people with much less than you and will probably never even achieve what you have, in some parts of the world. So that was just a little bit of a side note, because I know people watch this channel, want to pursue a career in Switzerland, want to grow, but we always have to remember also sometimes we need to take a step back and say, what I have is not so bad actually. I can work on a project to find a job in Switzerland, but what I have is already good. I have to be grateful with that. So anyway, today's video is a little bit of a video reply to a lot of questions I'm getting, and they're always around the same type of queries or questions, and I get them under my YouTube videos and I get them in my messages, and it's pretty much two phrases I get. It's I need a job, I need a permit, or the variation would be I want a job or I want a permit. So of course, when I see them, I understand why people are sending these messages. I mean, in a way, if I go and walk down a street in a city tomorrow and I pass by a store and I see some really nice shoes or some really nice things and I say, I want this, it's a little bit like the immediate reaction that people have, I want something, it's natural. But it's not enough. And I think the reason why I wanted to make this video is to show that whatever you want in the world, wanting is not enough. And people tend to forget a little bit the idea of work, because now we have so many different tools that we're using that are helping us every day. Our computers, our phones are doing a lot for us. I mean, I went to school many years ago when we did a lot by hand, actually calculations and things like that. So we're a little bit spoiled, I think, in this day and age, where automation has really helped us so much that now we want something, we just ask Siri or, we Google on the internet and we get the answer immediately. So we tend to replicate this quick type of thing to our life. I want this now, where can I get it quickly? And I think this is hurting us to some extent, because I've realized that the things that I value the most in my life are the things that took work. And it's actually more fulfilling as well, because when you had to work for something, then you think, I really appreciate this thing, really enjoying all the time that you had to build something, for example, you really appreciate it. Whereas if it's something you get immediately, it's going to bring you immediate happiness, but then 2 weeks later, probably you forget about it. So really the first thing you need to do is to work on your mindset. If you want a job in Switzerland, if you want a work permit, you need to earn it. And I cannot say this enough. I want you to take a pen and a piece of paper and write this down. If you want something, you need to earn it. So nothing is going to be given to you on a silver platter in life. The sooner you realize this, I think the better for you, because it's avoiding a lot of pain and frustration. If you go about life thinking you get things immediately, probably realize that it's not going to happen. So just remember, work on your mindset. If you want something, build a plan to get it. So you can write this down. You want a job in Switzerland. Okay, that's your goal. What do you need to do to achieve that? Make a plan, So, okay, let's say you're in Africa or you're in Asia. I have a lot of people writing to me from Asia. You're in a country where the income is not very high. You don't have a lot of income, but your dream is to come to Switzerland. What can you do? What type of steps could you take? Each day, is a different step that's giving you, a little bit closer. It's putting you a little bit closer to your goal. It's not going to happen overnight. You have to be realistic about the market. What do you have to offer? Think about it. People in Switzerland who have good jobs, companies who want the best talents, they're going to they want the best. Companies want the best, and they will pick the best employees, for the job. So you have to be realistic about what you have to offer. If you come from a country where you don't have the proper education to begin with, you don't have the years of experience in a Swiss company, you don't speak the languages, it's okay. I think you need to start from somewhere, but you need to realize that it will take some steps. It's not going to be overnight. No one is going to offer you a miracle solution. Hey, you're in Asia. You know what? I can bring you into Switzerland and I have a job lined up for you. That's not going to happen. That's not realistic. It can happen if you're in a startup type of arena. So let's say you're an engineer, or you're creating something in the startup circuit, let's say in Asia, or you're already in this world where you're hyper connected to artificial intelligence, for example, which is a big trend right now. You're a genius. You can create modules online and systems. People will call you for sure, and they will bring you into Switzerland and get a permit for you because you're this genius that's recognized, that's known where you are. So that's the exception to the rule. But again, I'm speaking for most people. I would say, I'm talking about people with average skills, or, those that have a job, but they're not a genius, or they're not super, they didn't invent anything. They're just, I would say, your basic professionals. No one is going to come to find you. You will have to work on your plan so that people can realize that you exist, that you're a resource for them, and it's all about marketing yourself. And this is what I work with individuals. I really work one by one on my package, and that's why I only have this package offered on my website. It's really customized, individual work I do for the person, because there's no miracle solution where, okay, this is the solution, you apply it and you come to Switzerland. I have to look at each individual, what they have to offer, and build something around that. So really work on your mindset, realize that there's no quick solution. I want a job, I'm going to get it. No, it doesn't happen like this. You have to work on your project. So that's number one. Number two is identify what it is that you need to improve. So if you're in a country where you're really far from the Swiss market in terms of skill set, and I've made many, many videos about what you need, what's the best potential to find a job in Switzerland in terms of languages, in terms of what's needed in terms of industry. That's a big issue also. I'm watching a lot of videos by my colleagues, I would say, out there in YouTube, who are also talking about trends in terms of industries and careers. Definitely the big trend is going digital. It's the people that are the engineers, the builders, the mathematicians. The world is getting more and more technical. So those people that understood or that are understanding this trend are going on board and saying, you know what, I'm going to school to do this, or I'm going to be working in innovation in a very specific sector, or I'm going to work, in electrical engineering or mechanical engineering, or the web, etc. But people who are still thinking, I can work, doing admin and things like that, those jobs are going to disappear in a, I would say, medium range type of future. So you also have to offer the market what's needed. So it's not just about finding a job somewhere, it's about having the skills that the market wants. And I cannot highlight this enough. So you just have to see, depending, again, that's why it's one-to-one work then, what's your age, and what options do you have in terms of career, because people will have to reinvent themselves. Jobs are changing very quickly. So the skills you could really rely on maybe a couple of years ago are no longer so important. So you just have to reinvent yourself regularly to follow this pattern of work, and Switzerland is no exception. So people may have an image of Switzerland, and I don't know what image people have, maybe the mountains and the quality of life, which is true, is there. But Switzerland will follow the same pattern as everyone else out there with artificial intelligence, with machine learning. There's a lot of forums now on the topics. So people who already belong to this arena will have probably a better chance to find a job than people who work maybe in admin, or, who are just the medium manager, So you just have to be aware of the market. That's what I keep saying. So that's the thing. And number three, networking. So you could do a lot of things, with improving your resume, improving how you present yourself. This is more if you're already in Switzerland. If you're abroad, and I say this in my package, your chances are already lower, because Switzerland will always favor people already in Switzerland than having people come from abroad. Now, this is why I say in my package, the success factor will really depend on your motivation and your ambition. So again, I'm going back to what I was saying earlier. If you're really, really ambitious, if you want to come to Switzerland, you're willing to retrain yourself, put the efforts in, invest in yourself, and I really highlight this, investing in yourself, being really motivated, you will find a way. But if you're someone who says, I'm going to sit wherever I am and wait for someone to contact me and offer me a job, probably it's not going to work. So that's why I say, you know, the most important thing for you is really to understand the importance of networking and the importance of how much investment you will have to make in terms of connecting with people in Switzerland, maybe making some trips to Switzerland to come to forums. You know, in Switzerland, it really works with the network and knowing people personally. So it's not enough to connect on LinkedIn, for example. You have to meet people in person. So it's a really more personalized type of country where individuals like to meet you, they like to see you face to face. So if you're only going with the digital part, it's not enough. You have to, at some point, make the visits, you know, come to the country, see how it works. So that's it for this video. I wanted to make it because I realized that I'm getting a lot of these messages, and people with this mindset of wanting something and thinking it happens overnight are going about it the wrong way. So I talk to you soon. Thanks.